And They Call It Puppy Love is the 7th episode of the 3rd season of Full House. This is directed by Bill Foster, and there will be spoilers from now as I discuss the episode, and I absolutely love it. I actually don't have that many thoughts, largely because there's not a lot that happens in this. There's a lot of just looking at the dog, which I absolutely love. That's not a criticism towards the episode. I just feel like this one's more of a waiting game for us to get towards the end of the episode when some really lovely things happen. So as I said, there will be spoilers from now. Starts off very briefly in a lovely way with Danny and Michelle doing the laundry, a nice fun way to start things off. We then have Danny and Jesse leaving the house because Jesse needs to go down to the DMV for his license. I won't talk too much about that, largely again because it doesn't really have that much time spent on it in the episode, but basically Jesse fails the test and he's trying to study for it again. That's basically all we get from that part of the narrative. The bulk of the episode focuses on a dog. Joey is in the yard with Michelle. Michelle is actually wearing a little tartan dress with a little dog on it. It's got a little Scotty dog on it, and I just love that attention to detail. And when Joey isn't looking, a dog comes into the yard and eats his sandwich. And of course, at first, he thinks it's Michelle. He doesn't believe her when she says that a dog ate his sandwich. But then very quickly, he sees the dog. The dog has a tag on, and the dog is called Minnie. And then Stephanie comes down and is understandably very excited about the dog. To be honest, this is exactly how I would react if there was a dog in my garden as well. And she gives the dog, Minnie, a tour of the house, and immediately Minnie goes to Jesse's bed. And there's this beautiful moment where Stephanie, DJ, and Joey are all lying down, cuddling this dog, and it's just so adorable, so beautiful. Also, I don't know who played this dog. That information isn't on IMDb. I don't know if the dog has appeared in other shows or other films or anything. If anybody knows who the dog is, please feel free to let me know. It could also just be the case that this is the dog's only acting credit. Danny eventually comes home. He catches Joey with a bowl of water, who proceeds to drink it because he doesn't want to let Danny know that there is a dog in the house. And it's actually Jesse who finds the dog because he goes upstairs and he thinks it's Michelle under his bed, which I thought was delightful. And there is this fabulous moment where he sticks his head under this thick blanket and screams. And to be honest, as much as I love dogs, I'd probably have the same reaction if I found a random dog under my bed covers. And they decide that obviously they need to do something with Minnie, but in the meantime, she's going to have to stick around because what else can they do with her? I think that that's the sensible thing. If a stray dog came into my yard or my home and I had to get in touch with the owners, I absolutely would keep the dog. I mean, I have a cat, so I'd have to see how she reacts, but I wouldn't put the dog into a dog kennel or anything. I feel like it's better to just keep the dog in the house. I completely agree with their decision there. And then they realise that she's expecting puppies. And a lot of the episode after that point is just about waiting, really, and observing the dog. And Minnie is absolutely gorgeous. And then she has the puppies on Jesse's bed. And we have this beautiful scene where all 6 of them, Danny, Jesse, Joey, DJ, Stephanie, and Michelle, are all gathered together in this beautiful moment. We have some really soft music in the background, looking at these puppies as Minnie cleans them off, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And then cut to the next scene, and we have giant puppies. I understand why they used bigger, more grown puppies, because you're not meant to handle very newborn puppies, so it wouldn't have made sense for them to be handling tiny puppies. But I don't know how long Minnie had been there, but those puppies had grown up quite a lot. They are quite sizable by this point, and Minnie's owner comes to collect them. This is a character we meet very briefly called Frank Flood, played by Wayne Powers, and we see the puppies and my heart just melted. Absolutely melted. Particularly the moment where I think it was Joey thrust one of the puppies in Danny's face, and the puppy initially is just kind of looking at Danny's face, and then he begins to lick his nose, and I'm so jealous. I absolutely want my nose to be licked by a puppy. It is the cutest thing ever. And then we get a pretty important moment, because this is when they decide they get to keep one of the puppies. And if you've seen the show before, you'll know that the dog becomes integral to the family, of course. I won't say what the dog is called, just in case you haven't seen any future episodes. Maybe have a bit of fun. Try and guess what you think they named the dog, but I won't say what it's called. But they keep a puppy. And the image of Michelle holding this puppy, cute little Michelle, holding this adorable little puppy, it's adorable. I absolutely love it. It is so, so gorgeous. So it's kind of a gentle episode. There's not too much going on, but if you love dogs, that doesn't matter, because in pretty much every scene, there is a dog. Minnie appears in these scenes, and it's an absolute delight. If you're not a dog person, it might be kind of a boring episode because not that much happens. But if you love dogs, then I'm 100% certain you will absolutely love this episode. And they call it Puppy Love is so wonderful and such a beautiful episode, and I'll always thoroughly enjoy it.